How's it going, everyone? It's Adam from Lifeguard, and today I'm back with a brand new video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to pass the Nplq test in the UK to become a lifeguard. Basically all the prerequisites. It's different from the American Red Cross, so let's just hop right into it. Now, before I dive into this, if you guys are new to the channel, I make a bunch of lifeguarding videos about tips to be successful on the job, how to find a job, how to pass an interview, just a bunch of tips that'll help you be a successful lifeguard. So check those videos out. Consider liking and subscribing and helping my content reach more people so they can become lifeguards as well. Now, the first main thing for the Nplq prerequisite is swimming 50 meters in 60 seconds. The American Red Cross is more about length, so they do 300 meters / yards, but the Nplq does more about time and like technique. So if your time and your speed is up and your technique's good, you don't have to swim for that as long as you do for the American Red Cross. So for this, what I recommend doing is you want to get into a rhythm with front crawl. Front crawl is the faster stroke. If you really focus on pushing your hands through the water versus slapping them, they'll help you glide more, help it be more effortless so you won't get as tired. Now, I recommend when you do this, when you get to the wall, let's say you're at a 25-meter pool where you like swim there, turn around, swim back. When you get to the wall, when you turn around, you can do a flip turn if you're comfortable, if you do swim team like that. But if you're someone who doesn't do swim team like me, like I didn't do swim team when I became a lifeguard, I recommend just put your hand on the wall and just do a big push off and just glide to really cover a lot of ground. 50 meters in 60 seconds is very doable, so as long as you're at a consistent good pace, you should be fine. Now, the Nplq's measurement for like if you're a good enough swimmer in terms of endurance is swimming 100 meters on your front and on your back. So now that you have to do it on your back, you have to do either elementary backstroke or normal backstroke. I highly recommend you do normal backstroke because it's faster, but it's also something that looks more professional. Elementary backstroke is really helpful, especially when you're doing like rescues and you're kicking with a brick in your hand and stuff like that, or you're holding a victim with the tube. But when you're doing lengths, I highly recommend you do normal backstroke. And this is something that you have to learn and something that's going to give you a lot of speed. So it's something that is very good. Now, there's a lot of emphasis on this being continuously, which means you can't touch the walls, you can't touch the bottom, you can't stop and take a breather. This has to be consecutively. So don't treat it like a race and like go for speed like you did for the first one. Get into a solid pace and you'll be fine. Now, the Nplq gets a lot easier than the American Red Cross when it comes to treading water. For this test, you only have to tread water for 30 seconds versus when you're in the US for the American Red Cross, you have to tread water for 2 minutes. So it's like 4 times as long. So if you learn how to do the egg beater kick, maybe do flutter kicks or like circles with your legs or breaststroke kick, whatever type of kick you do, even if you start to get tired and you just switch up the kicks, 30 seconds is a very short time frame. So it should be very like reasonable. For this, I recommend that you spread yourself out. You don't go near anyone. You don't stay close to the wall so you accidentally touch it or kick it. You don't go too close to the shallow end so you accidentally stand up or kick the bottom. You want to be in this area that's deep enough space away from the wall so that you're not touching anything, you're not kicking anyone, and you'll be able to do the 30 seconds no problem. Now, another very important thing is the surface dive. The surface dive means when you're at like the surface of the water, in the pool, or you're in the lake or whatever, and you're swimming, is getting to the bottom. You can do a head first surface dive, which is basically like you tuck your knees in, tuck your legs in, you kind of dive in. Or you do a feet first surface dive, which is a little bit more complex, but hence what it is you push yourself up like a bob and you go under and you push the water above your head so that it moves you down towards the bottom of the pool, which is basically going all the way down to the surface. Now, what you can do to really help you with any kind of technique you do is blow air out of your nose, because blowing air out of your nose will help you sink. So if you're going head first or feet first, if you blow air out of your nose, it'll help you get to the bottom faster, which is something that they want to see you do, especially when you're doing like deep water rescues in the middle of the course. The last two small ones, these are very tiny, but there's also stuff you need to know. You gotta be able to jump / dive into deep water. So if you learn how to dive, that's great, but literally it's just getting into a pool and just jumping into a pool and diving into a pool. If you're comfortable doing that, which I'm assuming most of you are, if you wanna be lifeguards, that'd be completely fine. And the last one is being able to hop out of the water, climb out without having to use steps or a ladder. Because there's gonna be times when you're making a rescue, let's say you're doing backboarding as a team during the course, or you're gonna quickly need to pop yourself out. As long as you're comfortable swimming to the wall, putting both your hands up, pushing yourself up, bringing your leg over and standing up, just being able to climb out in and out of a pool easily, then you should have that prerequisite completely fine. So these are all my tips for the NPLQ. I'm in the US, I've never actually taken the certification course, but this one definitely has more emphasis on speed and time and technique versus the US is more about stamina, longevity, and being able to do things for longer periods of time. So I hope you found this video helpful. Comment down below if you have any questions, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.